How can the God of the Bible not be a tyrant to condemn people to eternal fire in hell due to sin committed over the course of one life? Here are some thoughts on the matter. Those that can justly be called tyrants practically do set themselves in the place of God, ruling over others based on one's whims, and not rather upon righteous principles, is the essence of tyranny. God's reign over humanity, on the other hand, is inherently based upon that which is right, true, good, etc. We even implicitly acknowledge that this is so in using the term playing God to describe tyrants and others exercising improper power over others and are not honoring proper boundaries. This demonstrates how the God of the Bible's reign over mankind is actually the very opposite of tyranny. We also know that it is an exceedingly evil thing for a mere human being to declare him or herself to be God. That is really as evil as anything can be. Also, don't underestimate the significance of what happened in the Garden of Eden. Man lost fellowship with God and was kicked out of the garden due to one choice to refuse God's authority and go his own way. This was so severe that it set the creation itself on a course of death, which brought with it pain, sickness, and suffering. Consider with that how every sinner who chooses to go their own way and not rather worship the true God in subjection to his commandments, is in some measure guilty of playing God by denying the true God's right to reign over them. To be a sinner is to essentially assent to the act whereby mankind fell, which practically was a refusal of God's authority and an attempt to usurp his throne. The Bible speaks of God being jealous for his own name. He would be corrupt to not be jealous for his own name because of the excellent attributes which his name inherently represents and stands for. He would then be corrupt to not punish opposition to himself with utter unspeakable severity. It is also worth noting that the consequences of sin run exceedingly deep. The practice of sin has effects on others which we cannot comprehend, and which God alone knows the extent of. The world has become as wicked as it is through the evil choices which people have made. The harmful and corrupting effects of sin are potentially endless. We see throughout the Bible that God consistently regarded the sins of people to be much more severe compared to how they were regarded by those who committed them. It is no wonder that Proverbs 14:9 says, "Fools make a mock at sin." Jesus made it clear that the eternal lake of fire was created for the devil and his angels. He did not warn us in vain of the need to be utterly severe and unsparing in forsaking sin in order to avoid sharing in their condemnation. See Mark chapter 9, verses 43 to 48. He sees the whole picture and knows things which man cannot fully comprehend. He also suffered untold agony on the cross as an offering for sin with the goal of redeeming sinners and reconciling them to the Father through himself. He is the very one who will judge mankind and sentence the unrepentant to the eternal lake of fire. You don't know better than he knows.